A week ago, if you had asked me whether Caitlin would ever leave the WNBA, I would have said there's no way. Despite all the ups and downs, questionable officiating, dirty plays, and the endless media drama, Caitlin has always shown loyalty. She turned down huge offers from Unrivaled and the Big Three, with endorsement deals from Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm in the 8-figure range. Caitlin has no reason to chase every dollar. But now, a new development could change everything. A Saudi-backed global basketball league called Project B is coming, and they are offering huge money to top WNBA stars. Caitlin Clark is definitely on their radar. There are some big numbers being tossed around, and I believe the offer to Caitlin will be even bigger than what we've heard. The funding and track record are strong, and for the first time, Caitlin might face a real dilemma: stick with the WNBA or finally get the pay she deserves. Let's break it down. What exactly is Project B? Who's behind it, and why Caitlin might consider it? But before we get into that, hit that like button if you think Caitlin should look beyond the WNBA. Drop a comment and let me know what you think will happen.
And Saudi Arabia has gotten more and more involved in sports over the past decade. Probably the biggest league that they started was Live Golf, which directly competed with the PGA and also stole some of the biggest PGA golfers because they were able to offer them insane contracts. Like the #1 Live Golf player earned $300 million. Phil Mickelson earned $200 million, and the list goes on and on.
So, what is Project B? It's a Saudi-backed global basketball league that's been in the works for 2 years, and it's real. Founded by Grady Burnett, a former Google and Facebook exec, and Jeff Prentice, co-founder of Skype, the league is backed by some major investors, including U.S. Open champion Sloane Stephens, NFL Hall of Famer Steve Young, tennis legend Novak Djokovic, and former WNBA star Leonard Beard, who's now the chief basketball officer. They plan to offer players salaries significantly higher than anything seen in women's sports. Burnett's team is already talking about paying 10 times more than current WNBA salaries. And that's just the beginning. While these numbers sound crazy, they're not out of line with what Saudi-backed leagues have done in other sports. Ronaldo's $700 million contract, Neymar's $300 million, and Live Golf's impact on the golf world.
A player like Sophie Cunningham, in all honesty, a player like Sophie Cunningham, who is a good contributor to a team, and we know has star power. She's got the looks. She's got the personality. The Saudis are liable to pay Sophie Cunningham $5 million in that league. There is no chance of her earning that from the Unrivaled or from the WNBA. And they're not going to agree. You can bet these WNBA players already know how much the Saudis are willing to pay.
The league will consist of 6 teams with 11 players per team, competing in 7 tournaments across Asia, Europe, and the Americas. It'll run during the WNBA's offseason, which means players could technically play in both leagues. But let's be honest, playing for both would mean barely any time off. I doubt players would want to burn out in the WNBA for a tenth of the money. Plus, if Project B is offering 7-figure contracts, they could make it a requirement that players only play in their league, cutting off a chance to double dip. With the current CBA negotiations, the WNBA's highest salary, the Supermax, is about $850,000, and the minimum is around $300,000. But imagine being offered 5 to 10 times that for a shorter season, better travel, and luxury accommodations. That's life-changing money.
Candace Parker's involved in this, folks. Candace Parker's involved in this. You don't think she's talking to Aaliyah Boston during the podcast? Hey, AB, I got this thing. I know you're getting paid this in Unrivaled, but we could pay you this over here. I'm sure she's having that conversation. I'm sure she's having that conversation with a lot of players in the WNBA. The question is, how much are they offering, and will they jump ship?
I agree. It's going to be tough for players like Sophie Cunningham to turn that down. There's also talk of granting equity in the league. Instead of just a paycheck, players could actually own part of the business, something the WNBA has never offered. Reports are already circulating that some players have quietly signed on to Project B. While nothing's public yet, behind the scenes, the deal is in motion.
And I'll tell you this. I signed a deal with Amazon to broadcast for Amazon. I got a text from Adam Silver saying congratulations. I had my third child. I got a text from Adam Silver about my third child. Now, whether this is Adam or his assistant, somebody from the league office is reaching out to me. I got a baby gift for my third child. I get a Christmas gift from Adam Silver every year. I retired. Adam Silver sent me a text message that basically congratulated me on my career and how much I've done for the women's game. And he looked forward to how much I'm going to do from the sideline. Mm-hmm. I have not heard from Kathy.
When Live Golf made its debut, they had Greg Norman, a legend in the sport, to spearhead the campaign and poke the PGA where it hurt. Project B is Candace Parker, and she's a game changer. Candace isn't just a Hall of Famer. She's one of the most respected voices in women's basketball. Recently, she's spoken out about the disconnect between the WNBA's leadership and the players, and how things need to change. She's outspoken about how Caitlin Clark has been treated, and her message is clear. Business should come first, not egos or politics. Candace's involvement with Project B could mean she's not just a name on the investor list. She could be the one recruiting top players. If she's involved, it could be a big draw for Caitlin and others to join.
At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Kathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them.
Now, let's talk about Caitlin Clark. There's no question that Project B will make her a massive offer. But how much will it be? Some say it could go as high as $50 million. But if we look at her actual value, that seems low. Caitlin has been independently valued at $1 billion to the WNBA, and she's responsible for half of all the league's viewership. Her presence has helped boost team values by billions and secure that $2 billion media rights deal. So when I hear numbers like $10 million or $50 million, it just doesn't add up. Project B could easily offer up to $200 million or more, and that would still be a smart investment, because Caitlin would bring immediate legitimacy and massive global attention to the league.
There was a time when Russia paid Diana Taurasi to only play in Russia. So she skipped an entire year in the WNBA because Russia was able to pay her a salary that basically kept her out of the WNBA. It kept Diana Taurasi out of the WNBA, and then when she came back, it didn't harm her legacy at all.
Now, let's talk legacy. Many might argue that playing in a Saudi-backed league could hurt Caitlin's legacy, but let's not forget Diana Taurasi made her money overseas, took a break, and came back as the undisputed GOAT. If Caitlin took $200 million over 3 seasons, returned to the WNBA at 27, and still had years left in her prime, she could maintain her legacy just like Diana did. Sure, some American fans might not approve, but many would respect her for getting what she's worth and taking control of her future, though I'm not saying Caitlin is definitely leaving. We don't know what the final offer will be or what her motivations are right now. All signs point to her wanting to play and win in the WNBA, but the league's current issues are hard to ignore. If leadership changes, maybe things will improve. But with a Saudi-backed league offering unlimited money and an opportunity to grow the game globally, Caitlin could have a tough choice to make. When money and respect are on the table, players go where they feel valued. Project B could change the entire landscape of women's basketball, and Caitlin could be the one to lead that change. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Basketball Live for more amazing basketball videos.